Hello and welcome to Jo-ttack on Titan. I'm Jim.
I'm Sam. Welcome back to OVA Sunday.
It's OVAnday, I think, as we
Oviunday.
said
The
before.
last one.
So yeah, we've finished at least all current OVAs. To my knowledge, there aren't any more existing OVAs.
God, I hope not.
So this is the spiel with the Attack on Titan we watch podcast. Wait, we watch Attack on Titan and we talk about it. We finally finished. This is our third episode about the OVAs of the series.
Yes.
Which I have never seen before. So I've seen the series and I've read the manga at the end of it, but I've never seen these OVAs. So this is kind of like a completionary moment for me.
Two really cool ones and one very I could live without.
Yeah, I mean, well, let's talk about them in order.
You sure you don't want to get the one out of the way so we can gush about the other one?
All right. Okay, so basically we watched the Lost Girls.
Yes.
It's kind of a trilogy, but not really. Like,
we want to talk about the Annie one, but we kind of have to just want to get past the Mikasa one because there's not really much to talk about other than like literally just her making an alternate timeline in her head right before she dies.
So yeah, interestingly, the Annie ones are a prequel, but the Mikasa one, so it's 3 episodes for this OVA. The first 2 are this Annie flashback. It's like a totally separate story. This third one, we'll talk about that one first, is a Mikasa. Like, it takes place like right after what we saw in season 3. Like, we see the Titan guillotine.
Yes.
Or guillotine, whatever.
But she also like remembers it right before she died, or almost died. She had her one almost character moment, and then her just thinking of the alternate timeline of basically the thieves get killed by wolves, and like Eren and his dad come and like they live peacefully, essentially.
Yeah, it's kind of like an idealized butterfly effect, because ultimately, for her, the most important thing that ever happened in her life was her parents getting murdered and Eren like saving her.
Yes.
And it's funny because we never see anything about like Annie or Bertold or Reiner. Like, we don't see the invasion.
Yeah.
Which it's funny because there's a part where like it should have happened in the story, but it doesn't.
It just the wall gets sealed off, and that's like it.
Yeah, they end up
The scout gets disbanded, and like the door gets sealed.
It's kind of basically Mikasa like creating in her mind palace. She creates like her ideal world, but it's funny because even in her ideal world, everything falls apart at the end.
Yeah.
So her whole thing is like she knows that Eren wants to be a soldier, so she's like, okay, the world would be better if the scouts failed so hard that they never were allowed to leave the wall ever again.
Yeah.
So kind of shutting out the idea of even leaving.
And he can't, leave at all, even if you didn't want. But he goes, I'm going to make an air balloon because, Aaron's that headstrong. Nothing's going to stop him.
So yeah, Armin and Eren are going to make an air balloon, and it's kind of funny. Like, we do see some interesting little butterfly effect things, like, because Mikasa's not there to save Eren from the bullies, he gets beat up a lot more. Yeah. It's almost like he's getting ground down more. Like, he has no way to vent his urge to like explore, because he has this like big urge to like see the walls, or to see the world beyond the walls, and like with the scouts being disbanded, he has no way of doing it. So him being bullied and losing that, it's like he's almost crushed. Like, he's not really the same Eren that we know, who's like this joyful, optimistic kid, because he is before the trauma.
Yeah.
But also, I guess a little bit of child murder really did him good. That's really the.
I mean, yeah. But yeah, just like Mikasa's a very cute child in it, and
she's cute. The part when she visits Eren and she has a cute little hat on, it's adorable.
But other than that, it's just like. The thing, the world changes very minorly. It's everything we talked about, and
the one thing I do want to bring up, so probably my favorite part is the part with the mirror mask guy. So
Cobra Commander.
Yes, he kind of looks like Cobra Commander. So he, like,
she's the representation of all her child murder.
Yeah, like her whole goal here in this scene is like she's trying to get to meet Eren and Armin because they're gonna use a hot air balloon.
Instead of a trauma scarf, it's a date scarf.
Yeah, he doesn't give her the trauma scarf. He gives it to her later to say, hey, meet me at this place and we're going to use a hot air balloon to leave the walls. And they do, but they fail. But so when she's on her way to the hot air balloon, she runs into this guy who's in a mirror mask. It's like a reflective mask. And he's like, hello, everyone. I'm a hypnotist, and I'm going to make this little girl kill me.
And there's no one listening.
Yeah, it's strange. It seems like nobody gives a shit about this. It's very dreamlike. This really operates by a lot of dream logic.
It's
But so
it's literally her murder like trauma just coming out. Essentially.
yeah, what I like about that is it is kind of like an exploration of her character of like how this, because we never really get this from Mikasa. Like we never really see how child murder affected her. Whereas we know how it affected Eren, because Eren's whole thing is just him dealing with this like compiling of trauma.
Those aren't humans. You can kill them.
That is like one of my favorite parts when Eren is like, what I killed was not humans. Like they were fucking below humans. But so I kind of like this is like Mikasa finally like, what's the word for it? Like she's coming to terms with this horrible thing that she had to do. And the framing it as the way like she was hypnotized to do it, it really kind of makes me think about like the Ackerman like kill drive that she had, combined with the fact that she had no choice. Like there was no choice in that situation but to murder this man, because Eren was going to get killed if she hesitated. So I don't know. I kind of like that because it makes it seem like her character's a lot more tragic. Like she's never really had control.
Too bad this is an OVA and 90% of people aren't going to watch it.
Yeah, I never saw it until now. But I think that I don't want to get too into it, but I feel like it actually has a lot to say about like a later part of the manga. Like I feel like a lot of this feels like, it's funny because it came out so long before the end of the manga, but I don't know. To me, I feel like they're really like interested in Mikasa's journey. Let me just say that.
At least someone was.
I really don't have anything else to say about this. If you want to move on, we're only 6 minutes in.
I don't want to talk about this that much. I have nothing really to say about it other than Mikasa, whatever.
Yeah, Mikasa, whatever.
I shrug.
A very funny moment when they find the child traffickers killed by dogs, and they're about to attack her. Then she gives them a look, and then her heart beats, and then the dogs walk away.
What's also funny is that when she goes to army and it says like, "Oh no, Eren died because he tried going up the balloon without you because Eren didn't like you that much to not wait for you."
Well, he gave her an ultimatum. Very
Something's
funny.
never changed no matter what universe.
Honestly, it's even more apparent in this universe that Eren doesn't like Mikasa. He really, every time they hang out, like I made the joke that he's like a crypto bro. Like all he talks about is like the fucking outside world. He doesn't care about her
and scouts.
Yeah, he literally doesn't give a shit. He never asks her anything about herself. Like
the funniest thing is just like, so in the alternate reality, they're like, oh, I guess babies don't come from storks, and they're like. And so in this universe, that never happens. So in the normal universe, Eren still thinks that. That's why he doesn't know what sex is.
Yeah. Eren still thinks that storks are where babies come from.
Yes. But can we talk about the Annie stuff now?
Wait, I had one other thing I wanted to talk about. I wanted to say, honestly, this frames it to me as like making Mikasa's character even more tragic, because Eren just doesn't have any interest in her. Like, even when he sees her, because like they live together in like the real
but
world,
the thing is like
but they don't in this, and every time he sees her, all he talks about is the fucking outside world and scouts.
But we talked about this before, where like that is their relationship. There's no relationship. It's literally just that. It's a one-sided relationship.
It's so one-sided, and it's like it makes me feel so bad for Mikasa.
But like it's not like sad or pathetic or anything.
I would say it is.
No, but I meant like it doesn't they don't come across like that. It's just her just kind of just doing the pouty like jealous face from a distance, or just saying Eren every 2 seconds, where it's not like played up at all. It's just a thing that just happens.
And I find it really interesting they give us that scene where she does have that moment. Because in like, I think it's episode 3 or 4, when she thinks Eren's dead, she has that moment where she like is about to have a character arc.
The OVA did that because it's literally the only Mikasa moment in the entire show where she almost had the character moment.
Yeah. And it's strange to me they call back to it, because it almost feels self-defeating, because I look at that moment and I see like, this could have been where Mikasa really like found something to care about that wasn't this boy that she's liked since she's been 9.
Yeah.
I don't know, it just... Mikasa is such a tragic character to me now. Watching this, I'm just like, this poor girl is just, she's deeply infatuated with someone that doesn't seem to care about her.
In that anime mindset of the protagonist doesn't actually like any girls because too much other shit.
Presumably.
I find it tragic because she has so much potential that just like most other female characters in other shonen stuff.
Imagine if she was like Levi. Like Levi has such an interesting personality, and his goals are like so interesting too.
Mikasa, the Virgin Ackerman versus the Chad Levi Ackerman.
Well, we know that Mikasa's a virgin because there's no way that she would still care about Eren.
Eren doesn't know what sex is.
If Mikasa fucked once, she would not give a shit about little baby boy Eren. All right. Do you want to move on to
the main event?
The Annie two-parter.
The fucking mystery. It
was actually listed as episode 16.5, which I thought was kind of funny.
A is 16.5 and then 16.5B, the second episode.
Yeah.
So the plot of the episode is like right before she gets basically she has the mission, or she's like waiting for the location for Eren and just kind of doing this side job just to waste time essentially.
Yeah, basically it's a Hitch. It's Hitch's fucking task that she is like they talk about like doing it for like leverage, I guess. Like she's doing it so that she can whatever.
Oh, a favor essentially.
Yeah, get a favor from Hitch, but I love this. Like I thought this was so like, good, and you know me, I love Annie.
It's just like I'm gonna go fuck some guys once they get off this boat. Have fun, Annie.
Hitch is gonna have a drunken boat ride, and Annie's fucking finding corpses and getting explosions in her face,
going through an entire fucking like LA Noir case.
Yeah, it's really great. I just want to say I love Annie. So I'm a little biased, but I also found this to be by far the most compelling OVA.
Like me and Jim want that art of Annie and Maki, our two comfort characters from our two series, like hanging out,
drinking beer, smoking cigarettes,
it's chain smoking.
So
making out.
No. So this is like interestingly, we see a scene that we haven't really seen where it begins with Annie having a flashback to killing Marco.
So seeing Marco die.
Well, she was like
she was right there.
Complicit. Like they were like holding.
She was literally everybody else during that was like frozen in fear essentially because you're watching your friends get eaten, and Annie's probably having flashbacks to seeing.
But Annie was like in front of him, like they were holding him down, like humans. Like we saw people holding Marco. Annie was screaming like, "Why, Annie? Stop!" So very interesting.
I thought between that or a mix of like her flashing back to when their friend got the Sus Squad friend got eaten. Of just like
wait, that's Marco.
No. I meant like them because her.
Oh, sorry.
I was like,
yes, the Sus Squad. Well, he was like an unofficial Sus Squad member.
Well, he's still part of Sus Squad. He's a very short-term member of Sus Squad, but that's just kind of like a flashback of that.
I believe his name is. Oh, what's his fucking name? It's not Marco. It's not. It's like
I know it's not Marco.
It begins with an M, I think.
But,
hold on, wait.
But I thought it was more of like her is kind of a flashback to that of like, or I thought it was more so people holding her back instead of like because she wanted to go in try to save him, but like
Marcel. Sorry, it was Marcel.
I can see how you get confused, but I thought more so like them holding her back and just being like, you can't rescue him. He's like fucking you.
That's not what happened. We saw people holding Marco, and Marco was like screaming and crying and shitting and coming.
But like it's also like
while Annie was like taking off his shit. We'll see.
We'll see, I guess.
So Annie was fucking freaking out.
I don't know why Sus Squad would do that unless he figured it out, but we'll see, I guess, in season 3.
We will find out in season 3, maybe. I don't know. I forget.
They're building up Sus Squad to return, so.
So Reiner sent her a letter, and she's reading it.
It's very, like, I have to write this letter so there's no one suspicious in case someone does intercept this message of, like, oh, how are you? We're doing well. This is what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, they haven't found Eren's position yet, and this is why because Hitch reads it.
And it's funny because you're immediately like, well, this is why they're being vague about it, because Hitch just like, Annie doesn't even put up a fight. She just lets Hitch see this letter. It's like kind of hilarious.
So yeah, and then she's basically gonna take this mission to find this girl. We see this guy who looks like you, Murakami, the main character from Persona 4, appear for 2 seconds, and then
he might have been in the ending of season 1. I don't remember.
But he's not important.
He's extremely unimportant. Don't worry about him. We do see like a few other characters pop up, but like this really is just a straight detective story. Like,
yeah,
they just give Annie
because
a cool like noir detective story.
Because she talks to the father of the missing girl first, and like she has all these questions, and then like because we see some shady stuff, and then she kind of goes in like he's lying to me right now, but he knows I'm lying as well. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of suspicion going on. I'm just gonna like go on for my next clue.
It really it's very, I have to say, kind of generic as a
We
like
said-
detective
we said that
story,
this
but it
feels like-
works really
This
well.
feels like a pilot for like a series that like of a detective series inside a world, like a very unique like world like this. It's really cool.
It does feel it really does feel like we're seeing so much of the city that we've never seen before. I was really compelled by this because
We see
like,
because we go to the bar, we learn about the drugs and everything.
yeah, there's copium, the drug.
And like we learned that the daughter was studying chemistry. You're like, okay, so she's going Walter White and shit.
So yeah, that's why I wanted to say it's very formulaic of a detective story because we get the hint early on because the father. So basically,
We either like
they're looking for Carly, this like wealthy daughter of a guy who owns a business.
She's allowed to. She goes off on her free time to do who knows what.
We learn like a lot of we learn that she was a chemist, or she went to school for chemistry. So that's kind of like the first clue that you can kind of put it together basically.
Yeah.
Like I think halfway into it.
I play enough like mystery games to like and true crime stuff to like know.
But yeah, it's honestly just really good. Like I love Annie in this as a character because unfortunately we don't see too much of her in season 1, and remember what I said last time?
She only had like that one focus episode really.
Yeah, remember what I said last time about how in like season 3, Levi is such a more compelling character than he is in the OVAs.
Yeah.
This is like they totally did it right here. Like Annie here feels like a real character. They don't like hang on to like her quirks or whatever, like funny jokes.
Expands a little bit of the whole
they
father
expand
stuff.
Yeah, there was a lot of flashbacks with her father, and like
that we only got like one or two flashes of really of like the same thing.
Her father kind of has a character arc in these flashbacks.
Yeah.
Like it's very interesting.
Yeah. But like we learn we go to like the bar where she beats up the patrons and like learns about like the girl who's like regular there, and then the bartender who does the standard. Yeah, I've been here long enough to remember a few things. I was reading my book though while you were the very like generic looking character does not fit.
He looked like an anime boy.
Yeah.
But so one thing I love about this scene in particular, and like a lot of the things Annie does here, is so we know Annie's evil. Like we know that Annie's bad,
yes.
and that she
has
and has killed people.
She has a ring still, and like
So we see her like utilizing. So she's being the detective, and then she's going and investigating.
And
then she's taking advantage of the fact that she doesn't care about the rules by basically like saying that she'll let these like drug dealers off the hook if they just give her info, and it like. If you're watching a regular detective story, you're like, "Oh, that's kind of shitty that a cop would do that." But we know that Annie's evil,
and we also know how shitty the military police are in general. Of just like the rules don't really apply to them.
Yeah, it does track, honestly.
Like,
but it's cool. Like they have a lot of cool little fight scenes. Like Annie does her CQC that she's so good at.
Yeah, and then and then we go to like the apartment building essentially.
So yeah, she basically finds out about the guy. There's a guy that Carly had been like seeing.
Yeah, the supposed boyfriend.
Oh, also wait, I wanted to say the drug. So there's a drug. It looks like these tiny little pills. It's called.
They're literally aspirins.
They're called coderoin.
Copium.
They're called copium. Let me see. Hold on. The one thing we do. So yeah, one of the other little like breadcrumbs we get, and besides the chemistry thing, is Marlo shows up. Our favorite Joshu haircut boy.
Yes.
He says that the Marlene. So the company the guy owns is a Marlene company. He says the Marlene company is in decline, but like, wait, if it's in decline, how does he have such nice tobacco that he smokes? It's like, it's very much just like a.
And from the bar page, we learn of like, oh, there's a guy with a recognizable red eye.
That is also like extremely
he has a Sharingan and he's gonna use it. So be careful, Annie. He'll learn every move you got.
It's really funny, the idea of like we're just creating these really wacky little side characters that will.
It's
show
a literal
like
like Phoenix Wright, like very wacky, recognizable character.
The man with red eye, a glass eye, and a fancy hat.
And a nice suit.
But so yeah, the first episode ends with Annie.
She's in the apartment. She goes into the room and finds a dead body under the bed. And an angry neighbor when she's very surprised, like startled by it, and like pisses off the neighbor.
This scene actually was like, I thought very tense in a way that I was not expecting. Because basically Annie is racing to the door to like make sure the door is shut so this guy can't get in because
and
then
doesn't find the body.
Yeah, then
and
he would see the body.
She's
and,
like, I'm going to have to kill him if he gets inside the room.
Yeah, and it's really interesting too because Annie here, her main goal is she clearly cares about this case, which is interesting. I think that Annie cares so much.
She's invested. That's like true crime. When you get a case, you're investigating, you get invested.
But her real goal is to make sure that she's not like subpoena, because her whole fear is that because she's so embroiled in it, this crime, once she reports the body, she'll have to be like responsible for it, and she won't be able to do her errand stealing mission.
It's so
tomorrow.
funny, just like because the fucking court system or the police system is just so like takes so long. And just like, I don't have time for this shit.
I think actually she's more worried about being considered part of the crime scene because of the way that she like broke into the guy's house and investigated.
She didn't want to go into the.
She found the copium. He had like He's a copium dealer. But so honestly, that scene was super tense, and I was fucking loving it.
But she like literally has like mental notes of like how the body was, like the room. There was 2 glasses with alcohol that were still like half poured. Like a bunch of little things if you notice, like not all the drugs were gone.
So it ruled out the idea that somebody killed him for the drugs.
Yeah,
there was another motive here.
And she basically gets out, and then the evil bad guy with a red eye appears with
his
hilarious evil henchman that looks like a fucking modern day gangster bad guy in like any other anime.
He has literal sharp teeth.
Like he's someone that Light would kill with a heart attack in Death Note while he's like robbing up like a fucking bank or some shit.
But
so
they do the whole thing where like
They basically bring her in. They learn about her a little bit, and they bring her onto the carriage. And
because they are like threatening her, she's kind of unable to like. She doesn't have any leverage here, so she makes this really clever play because we see her little ring that she used at the end of season 1.
Lou, I think his name was
Lou. Yes, it's
takes
Lou.
A ring in her like investigation journal essentially.
And so we have this scene where Annie is like basically trying to get the ring back, and then they notice the little blade on it, and they're like, "Oh, are you gonna try and like poison me or something?" And then as the guy he like hits Annie with,
he's about to, and he goes, "Huh? If it was real poison, you probably wouldn't be this calm, or you know."
Oh yeah, but so
Jim was like, "Oh, she's not gonna transform. I was gonna give her away." I'm like, "She's gonna transform into like just an arm," and then I was right.
So what she does is Lou grabs it and he's like threatening her with the pointy part of the ring, and then once he slashes her, she's like, "You idiot!" She fucking does it. She transforms.
Well, she smacks him like in the arm to slash his own face, so it pisses him off enough to hit her with it back. And like, kind of like she's gonna stay completely calm with it, or she's gonna transform. But I knew.
I couldn't believe it. I was shook. I was like, this is fucking awesome.
She's gonna do big arm.
Annie's so unhinged here. It's so cool. Like she makes the carriage explode by just becoming a big arm, basically.
The lightning explosion.
And then she also encounters. So they don't seem to notice that. The one guy like makes an illusion that she's like when the Titans appeared, but
Lou was like, oh, she must have had a bomb or something on there.
Yeah,
that's he got in there. But then the other guy was like, this is just what happens, like every time, like something random just happens and ruins my plans, ruin my day. That's like basically what he's just saying.
Yeah,
like,
and I honestly like the acting is done so well here. Like I really love the scene where this guy's like bleeding out, and like what ends up happening is Lou comes and fucking shoots a bullet through Annie's heart, and she fucking falls.
Her boob.
Well, also her heart.
Through her boob, and she collapses, and then she's like, haha.
And he also shoots
He's like, I'm evil bad guy. I'll be the leader now, and then and shoots him in the gut. But luckily, he's still alive to like monologue a little bit to Annie because she gets back up, and then like
this is where she learns.
He literally just like, now that I am dying, I am going to tell you the secrets,
basically. And this is when she kind of learns the connection. Like, why was the boyfriend murdered? And
it wasn't the eye guy, because he asked like Lou, you must have been the one to murder him.
Yeah,
and he's like, no.
Yeah, this is when Annie's able to kind of figure it out. She has her little detective notebook that she's kept.
Basically, gets the address to where she is, so she storms there in her hoodie, basically
with the bullet through it, because we know that Annie can regenerate. Her hood up.
And then it beats the shit out of Lou, and then basically just has the conversation with the girl who doesn't look like she belonged in the show.
So Carly, her name was Carly Strassman. This is when all like the things get connected. Like we learned that she was making the drugs,
piecing it together.
The one detail I really like is that in Annie's report, when they were told about the drug, they learned that it was in a different city first.
Yes,
and
and the
this
reason
is something that the chemist girl actually mentions, that
Yeah.
she didn't want it being
she'll
sold here.
she'll make and then once her father did, that's when she left essentially.
Yeah, that
and
was like a betrayal to her.
Because he said at a certain point she got angry at the bar patron because she was like a really fun girl that everybody loved there, and then once she found it there, she got really angry and like stormed off and never was seen.
Yeah, which makes sense, and yeah, it's just
So
like
Annie literally has like the confrontation with the father and Val. Like basically says, "You're like you were working with him. You visited him because he said you get the daughter back. Got angry and killed him."
she also found his like he dropped one of his like fancy tobacco cigarettes, which is kind of like funny that Annie knows about like fancy tobacco, but whatever.
Sure.
It's a detective story. They have to have cigarettes and booze in it.
Yes, and yeah, she basically says like basically you threatens everything, but like you think okay, this is when he gets arrested, but no.
This is what I also love. Like, this is why Annie's such a fun character, because she doesn't. She's like teams up with him. Like, basically,
She doesn't have time to arrest him. She just like this is probably the quickest, like most efficient way, which is get him to help dump the body.
So they dump the corpse of the boyfriend
and do the good thing of getting Carly out of there.
Well, that seems like something that she does against his wishes. Like,
yes.
He doesn't seem to even acknowledge that because she
did both things both ways for just so it would be easiest for her, which is the one good thing of wanting her to get away from a father.
Yeah.
And then get the father like free because there'd be too much time to arrest him. Because
I think that is like a valid thing, but she also seems to like kind of like this guy. Like she respects,
it's weird,
she respects him in a weird way.
I've seen so much trash where you think, oh, this guy's gonna get angry and just become a piece of shit, but he's like completely calm and like
yeah. And so
weird.
after they're like on their way home or on their way to whatever to the body, he's like, hey, yeah, if you want to just like stop by sometime, like
food,
I'll go like feed you some good food. Basically, because I think what he sees is like, oh, I have a young girl in the military police that I basically can just work with.
A very competent person.
Yeah, someone that I can
My own Kenny.
My own Kenny, exactly. Like, someone that I can have on the inside. And Annie, so what Annie says was interesting. She's like, I don't think I'm going to be here much longer. I might be returning to my hometown soon. Oh, that's something we've heard before.
Yeah, I think I heard that.
I feel like I've heard Reiner and Bertold talk about that before.
Yeah, something like that.
So...
Plenty of time, and they still haven't done it yet.
They're trying.
They're trying.
But yeah, gotta get Aaron first.
But so yeah, Annie just kind of just does that, gets Carly out of there, and
also I love the moment when Carly gives her a donut, and Annie never had a donut.
Yes.
And Annie has a little cute reaction where she's like, "Whoa, this is tasty."
Whoa, a donut. But
also the limeade. Also, she's given a bottle of limeade.
I guess limes are just in the city as well. I guess it is in one of the tropical zones of the walls.
So, okay, this actually narrows it down because we know, well, I know, like limes and plants like that, they need to grow within certain zones. So
we know the battle royale zones of the walls. So
well, Sam and I, where we live in a zone 7A climate. So unfortunately, not suitable for limes or lemons, much to my dismay. I would love to grow a lime or lemon tree. So they must be in at least zone 8 or lower, or higher,
Jim,
rather.
This is the same thing that had like a desert, like a wasteland area, and
They do have forest,
snowy mountain area.
Yeah, they do have snow-capped mountains.
Like, and a forest. Like, they literally must have a zone no matter what. But the last thing I want to talk about is the flashbacks scattered throughout this of like Annie and her father, where like we get the standard thing we know about her, which is her father just training her for a mission and everything. And at one point she kind of snaps and like breaks his leg and like smacks him in the face and ends up like literally breaking his leg, where like his leg will never fully heal, but he's like really proud of her.
Yeah, that's the funny part is he's like, the doctor says it will never heal properly. Good job,
That's
daughter.
my girl.
That's my girl. We also like never see his face. His face is always obscured.
I feel like this is like either a flashback they're saving, or this is just like a more elaborate version of like the thing we've seen before.
To me, like this is from what we've seen. We only saw like one little flashback at the end of season 1 with her dad. They really do like expand upon this in this.
I'm not sure if that's the thing they actually expand more later on, but
we'll see
when we get to more about Sasquatch. But hey, we'll see.
We need more Sasquatch.
When she eats her father to become her Titan transformation.
Her father, the female Titan.
But no, probably not. I don't know. Unless she has the same. She's about. I'm not sure they were that age when they had the flashback when their friend got eaten in front of them by Ymir.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they were like around the same age at that point. I can't remember too well.
I'm trying to think actually.
Because like
They should have been. Well, didn't because hold on. I'm trying to think because like that was when they left.
they were about to leave, or like they just left.
Because like how else would they have encountered
they had like a backpack or something, so they were like
Yeah.
traveling. But like so and then I guess they were Titans at that point because Ymir ate him already.
Marcel,
so,
yeah. Marcel
So
had
I'm not
the
sure if
Titan.
like it was like right before they all went out. It was like when they all ate their parents and became, or whoever the parent was, a Titan. But then we don't know how they had the syringe, because we only know because most the one with the syringe we know because Rod had them all. That whole family just has it.
Yeah, they have the
and
Titan
Kenny got
fluid
his from
syringes.
Rod, so we don't know how like that continues to go around. And the Beast Titan, I guess, seemingly has a syringe, or he just like literally just like spits in people's mouths and turns them into Titans. I don't know. I don't know.
He
man.
just walks around and spits into everyone's mouth.
Yeah, or just like has a syringe just go. Like,
We'll see.
yeah, we'll find out.
Um,
Anything else you want to talk about? Because like the episode basically should end with like a half-naked Annie like about to go off on her mission, and then just like, oh, you should end there. Then just cuts to her running, and then it ends.
yeah.
Oh, and like one last thing, we got a special ED with the Annie
yeah,
episodes.
we did. Actually, I think they were in. Did they play him in the Mikasa one?
They played the child murder ED in the Mikasa one with a knife.
Oh, that's right. Yes, you're right. I'm glad you remember that. No, yeah, I really liked that special little Annie ED.
Yes.
I seriously
With all the Annie characters.
Yes, all the Annie characters, all the military police. I seriously really liked these OVAs, like the first two, the Annie two-parter. As we were talking about, like I think it shows such a different part of the world.
Yes.
We see so many things we've never seen before. Like, because in my brain, I always thought like the town that Annie's in, it looks to be like more affluent, like
Yeah.
from the beginning of season one, or sorry, at the end of season one. But seeing it being like a seedy shithole is really cool.
I would love a series of like either, because they can't really do Annie, but like a private eye just going around like various wall layers of like investigating
Yeah.
and we should have got that instead of like, oh, Attack on Titan middle school or elementary school.
It actually sucks because Annie's the perfect protagonist for this because she's
but-
so morally
But
gray.
she's only there for like less than a month.
It
or
couldn't
about a month.
They
so,
couldn't
like,
do it many more of this
unless they literally do like
every day.
Detective Conan, where it's just like he's been doing this for like decades, but like still hasn't passed the aged up at all.
Yeah, they keep talking about Annie. Annie, how long you been here? 1 month? It's like 4 seasons in.
Only one day to retirement.
Oh damn! I want to, instead of getting an alternate timeline where Mikasa gets to like meet Eren differently.
The butterfly effect.
I want an alternate timeline where Annie just stays in the MP. And
She actually, the guy busts through the door, and like she actually has to go through the case so she doesn't capture Eren during it. So
that would have been interesting.
Yeah.
It would have changed so much. Like the whole invasion wouldn't have happened.
or like Reiner has to do it instead.
yeah.
So, anything else to say? Because I would ask you a question about the OVAs in general. If you don't.
No, I really enjoyed the Annie ones.
Yeah.
I really did not
Annie
care
one
for
was
the
rad.
Mikasa one. I would seriously
I like to be a good
watch
mystery.
more of this. Yeah. I also could not have picked a better character.
This would have
for
been
this.
a way better visual novel, like a mystery visual novel.
Honestly, it would be so fun.
I was gonna like LA Noir vibes, just like having like the sit down, asking questions with like the note journal, and then like going into like the doubting,
Yeah.
the truth.
I think it was a spin-off manga. I think it was based off a manga.
I'm not surprised, or a light novel or something.
I think manga. I'm not sure though.
But so this is definitely, I guess, do you want to rank them, or just like
Yeah, let's fucking rank them right now. Let's fucking rank them and shank them.
number one? I both agree Annie is the best one.
Yeah, the Annie two-parter
Yeah.
is the best one.
Number
Under that, I would
for the
put-
first three OVAs are the
Titan, so the Ilsa's journal, which was when they find Hanji's
Hanji journal one,
Yes.
the cooking one, and then
the Turkish
human
child traffickers.
Human
Yes.
trafficking. Second one, my favorite. I like the Hanji one.
Hanji. I would also. I'm right there with you. I'm putting that one after the two Annie ones.
Yes.
Then
We combine the two-parter as one. So
Yeah. Then I would put. Okay, so our list might diverge after this. Then I would put the human trafficking one.
Ooh.
Then I would put the two Levi ones. Then I would put the cooking, and then Mikasa at the very end. I think that's all of them.
I would put Levi two-parter at 3 because I
Okay.
really like the second half of the Levi one when he like the whole.
That part was the ending was actually really good at that.
So I put that with number 3. Then was it like I think the cooking because it was so stupid, and I got
I hated
enjoyment
that
out of
one.
stupid though.
I hated that one.
It's so stupid, but
Sasha wearing her like civilian clothes was very cute though.
I did not like the human trafficking one because they literally had to write themselves around how do we not have the two best combaters like solve this problem.
That one was
instantly?
dumb.
It was-
Ymir being totally not in that one was also really funny.
Yeah, and then I put the Mikasa one because I felt that one was also like useless, even though it probably had like you thought it was way more interesting. I thought it'd be higher because you thought of like how like actually makes Mikasa like.
I still really didn't like it, but
Yeah.
I felt like I had a lot to take from that one.
So,
but I still really didn't
so
like
just
it.
the top three is Annie,
Levi
Levi's number 3 for me, and the Hanji one's number 2.
and the Hanji, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely, I agree with you. Those
Annie,
are my top three.
Hanji, Levi. So
Yeah, I'm totally with you. The Levi ones, I really didn't like the first half. I
Yes.
really hated like, oh, we're just a couple of cute little orphans
the
doing
origin stuff,
crime.
but once you actually get to their mission, it's like okay, here we go.
Like, I wish they spent less time with him. Also, not
like-
having Kenny is so fucking
Yeah,
weird.
but like learning about some of the weird, like how the underground works is like interesting. But like
That was kinda
but like their crime
interesting.
stuff is like I didn't need the flash forward, and then at least like start from the beginning and just go to the end because the flash forward is really irrelevant.
Yes.
And like yeah,
All right.
so anything
There you
else?
have it. No, we're fucking done with the OVAs. We only have mainline stuff now.
Let's fucking go.
I can't wait. I'm really excited to see more.
Yeah, same.
And then, geez, season 3, part 2, and then season 4. We're jumping right
Yes.
into the end.
Yes. So
We're more than halfway there.
plug it up.
Plug the hole.
Plug up the
Harden your body to plug the hole.
I am using a hard like a metapod. So thank you all very much for listening to our OVA Sunday. OVA
OV-unday, our final OV-unday,
Our
hopefully.
first and last OVA because the first time we're calling it that. And the last.
No, we actually called it that last time, I
I don't
think.
think we did.
Viewers will know.
It's not an important detail, but of course you all can like, comment, subscribe. Put if you've seen the OVA, put your rankings of the OVAs. That'd be cool to hear.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of people really like the Levi one, maybe more so than the Annie one.
Levi stands are going to go be Levi stands. So, of course, yeah, we said like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget. You can follow the podcast on Twitter, me and Jim separately. You can join the Discord, of course, and I believe that's about everything until the jar is empty of hardening. So I think we're done.
Yeah, you've drank all of the jar juice.
All the glass is consumed.
You've consumed all the glass. All right, I think we'll end it there. Thank you for listening.
We'll see you on Titan Tuesday.
See you in a few days for the next Titan Tuesday.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Goodbye.
Bye.